So I'm going to take an intermission. I'm going to play some Oozer music in the background. We're going to go to my favorite playlist here. And we're going to take like a 12-minute break, if that's cool with everybody. And get Kat set up. And we'll see you here in like 10, okay? Kat, I'll call you in a minute. It's going to be a good stream, so we'll be right back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. It is, what is today? I don't even know.
21st.
I've lost my
Saturday.
everything. It's December 21st. It's winter solstice. Someone just asked, what is solstice? Do you want to answer that, Chanel, now?
So the winter solstice is, for the first day of winter.
Right. It's like witchy paganish.
Also celebrates the longest hours of darkness, or rebirth of the sun. It's believed to hold a powerful, energy.
Magical.
Of, regeneration and...
I'm going to bring in Kat. Hello, Catalina.
Hello.
Hang on a second. I need to figure out which video I need.
Okay.
It's fine. Everything's fine. You know what I mean?
Everything's gonna be fine. How do I sound?
You sound good. You sound great.
Fantastic.
So,
It's also known
Kat,
as
you know a lot about Yule and solstice. Let's chat.
Yes.
So,
there's lots of different things with Yule, talking about the Oak King, the Sun King, the Giver of Life. Essentially, those are all characters revolving around Yule because it's claimed that they were the givers of life and added warmth to a frozen earth. So before anybody even came to this earth. So we celebrate Yule that kind of relinquishes the light half of the earth and celebrates our darkness, celebrates some more shadow work, going within to find those parts of us that need a little extra tweaking or work. And it's really a celebration.
right.
It's a celebration that we're all human and we all have, some things about us that we need to work on, and it's okay to embrace that and celebrate that.
And we found out first about Yule or solstice. Well, we've all known about it, but we liked that Sabrina was embracing it on Netflix.
Yes.
And then when they did it, we were like, let's do it too. You know what I mean? I just it. So, how are you, Kat? First of all, how's everything going in the cold New Hampshire air over there?
It's very cold.
It's great. Everything's fine. It's great.
Everything's frozen and dying. It's fine. It's just,
I was making fun of Kat because at the very beginning of December, she's like, I just can't wait. Sorry, that was my dog. Yeah, oh man, they're all fighting. They're always fighting. They're always trying to decide who the pack leader is, you know what I mean? But what was I saying? Is something wrong with me tonight? You think it's the
You
antibiotics?
were making fun of me about something.
Oh, you were excited about the very first week of winter, coming in with and then 3 weeks later you're like, I would love to move to Vegas.
So I'd like to reiterate that because
thank you for your subscription. Hustle hard.
Yay!
Thank you.
I was really excited because it was 50 degrees and now it's 2 and I'm over it. So it's just I spoke too soon.
You're it's great. It's so fun.
Everything's gonna be fine. This is fine.
So, winter solstice. We're gonna get spelly a little bit tonight because it's good vibes in the air. We're going to do some, money vibes going on and, bring some good contracts towards us and whatnot. But one thing that I've been really into lately is discussing soulmates versus twin flames. So this was sort of my idea to bring this up. Kat did research on it. Chanel sort of slid in at the last minute on it. I don't want to go into super details, but just from what we've read so far, do you guys believe in soulmates versus twin flames?
100%.
Me too.
Yeah, 100%.
I have
Don't
to
be
be
so
honest,
dark, Chanel.
I'm a little bit skeptical.
We need to
Really?
be that person, but
Yeah, I am.
you're also not dating because
I've
they're
had-
dumb, you know?
Well, also though, I've seen a lot of relationships that were super not good.
Well, that's
And-
part of the
and-
soulmate journey.
Yes, but then it's they think that that's it.
But that's part
that's
of this.
your relationship.
But that's part of the soulmate journey.
True.
And
I guess it's hard to tell from an outside perspective because especially from a twin flame perspective, it's very much personal.
right.
You know. So I guess it depends on the person.
It's true.
And no,
let's chat about.
It's also that
Krystal may have a twin flame out there. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to be specific. Let's just say I feel like I feel like y'all believe in that twin flame, okay? Because there's some messages coming through. You know what I'm saying? I'm not so sure how you say there is not such a thing.
Let me just go ahead.
Let's look at the receipts. Jeez. Okay, so let's start with soulmates. Okay.
Okay.
And I want to start there because realistically, you guys know I've been in a shit ton of long relationships. And clearly all these people are like soulmates. So there's a difference between soulmates versus twin flames. So soulmates are like all these relationships you have. It could even be like the little short 2-week relationship. Could be like a few days that you date somebody and you're like, that's not going to work.
Wait, you're saying that could be the soulmate thing.
Okay.
It's like shorter relationships with the soulmate.
It usually is, depending on the situation.
There is only one twin flame. There are many soulmates. Okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have started out with that being specific. So, in soulmates, there are good ones and bad ones, right? Like, Kat, can you think of, like, good exes versus bad exes?
Oh, yeah.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
We all can.
I have one in particular that's a really good bad one. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, like my point of the soulmate thing is like, so these are people like this is once again going back to like reincarnation and believing that you chose your path and like planned your path before you got here, and the soulmates that you have written in as relationships are people that you know on the other side, and you've chosen to have relationships with them to like end karmatic debt in your new life. And it's things you've learned in that relationship. Like, I'll throw out there was Josiah. Josiah was with all through high school.
Josiah!
You guys have met Josiah. You know Josiah.
So nice.
I love Josiah. I was with him for 4 years. And we were kids, right? I was with him from like 14 to 18. And when we turned 18, it was very mutual that, like, there were 2 routes we could go here. We've been together 4 years, and now it's time to get engaged, right? Because that's, like, the only next step. What do you do next?
Okay.
But we weren't ready for marriage. Or the other option is that I need to go to college, and you need to go to college, and then if it works later, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. So we chose that route because both of us had been raised, you know, I think with common sense,
right.
to know that, like, we needed to experience more in life than just, like, finish high school and get married. You know what I mean? And and it benefited us in the long run because, look, after all these years, we are still just friends. You know, we would never go back and revisit, like, attempting to date. That's just unrealistic because definitely we're not the same people that we were when we were 14 or 15 years old. But he's still one of my greatest friends to this day. Grant, I was with a guy named Grant. Grant and I were definitely probably just soulmates, and there was a lot of karmatic debt there. Grant and I are still friends to this day, by the way. We were together for a few years. He was the first guy I lived with in my early 20s. And let me tell you that, a lot of lessons, okay? Let me just say.
I love lessons.
Okay, like, and Grant and I are still friends to this day, but there's a lot of lessons. Like, I don't want to relearn it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to go back to revisit that. You know what I'm saying? But my point is like, all these people have different, like, purposes in your life. And, like, lessons that you have to learn with each relationship. Because realistically, Kat, you've had a lot of long-term relationships, too. Like, you don't really... I mean, sometimes you relearn, like, the same things twice, but my relationships, personally, have all been very different. Are yours?
Yes, very. Something that kind of resonated with me regarding soulmates and twin flames is, in my experience from my personal relationships that I've had, I've found that the people that it didn't work out with were my soulmates, obviously, and, you know, the twin flame thing is something you can still look for or you already have, but I felt that the soulmates that I've been with in the past, I knew from a past life.
Right.
Yeah. Meaning, maybe I wasn't in a romantic relationship with them, but we were friends, or, you know, something else along that line, so it was almost kind of like we were on the same path and we met, but it just didn't work.
Well, and also, soulmates... Because there's so many relationships, there's only one twin flame, and you're not guaranteed to necessarily meet them in this lifetime.
True.
But there are several soulmates that you'll meet, and that includes friends, family. Technically, the 3 of us are soulmates. And just because we're in a relationship with one another as friends, it doesn't mean it's going to end.
No.
Does that make sense? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it can be, like you said, you're really close with your one cousin back at home. That would technically be a soulmate relationship. So it doesn't have to be romantic.
Right.
It can be like a best friend, or like us, like we're not even blood sisters and we're closer than we are with our families. So that's very like soulmate type of thing. And so some of these people, they're meant to be in your path temporarily, sometimes long term. Like, I mean, like Grant and I aren't as close as I am with like sticking up with Josiah. Like, we'll like check in with each other anytime he's in town in Vegas. We go grab lunch. You guys met him, he's chill. And then like Grant and I are like, we wouldn't meet up, but we're like, hey, how's it going? Haven't talked to you in 6 months. Just saying, hey, what's up? You know, type of thing. And then I have an ex out there that I hope that he's 6 feet under and burning with Satan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no intention of ever checking on that ex again. You know what I'm saying? So
I think like you could go down a really dark rabbit hole when it comes to like relationships and especially the soulmate topic.
Right.
But I think the positive perspective that can be put on it is it's always a lesson. No matter what. It's either for us or even for the other person if it doesn't work out. Maybe there's something in their path that they need to work out on their end and that's why it didn't work.
Well, yeah,
so
can't you even think of friendships that have ended? And like, and just friendships, no romance involved.
Yeah.
I can think of one in particular. I have an old friend named Lisa that I was very close with for many years, and we had finally had a very bad falling out. And you look back at the time, you're like, man, like I can't believe our friendship ends. But then years later go by, and you look back, and you're like, whoa, that was some toxic going on. Thank God that friendship ended, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So soulmates, there's many. Some they're short, some are long, some are karmatic. Now, there is something else called a false twin flame. And a false twin flame is someone that you end up spending many years with, possibly a decade or more, thinking that it's the one, or your like twin flame, or like the one you're going to spend your entire life with, and then it ends up not working out. And when that happens, it can shock people because obviously you're like, I thought I was going to spend my life with this person. And then it doesn't work out and you're like, wait a second, so this wasn't the twin flame thing. So we're going to go into a little bit more details with the twin flame. There are 2 sides to twin flame. One is positive and one is negative. Some people tend to believe that twin flames are a negative thing. Some people tend to believe they are a positive thing. Now, in my own personal experience, I would say it's a positive thing. For myself, from what you guys have seen with what I've gone through. Kat thinks it's positive. You're skeptical, and that's okay because we need another perspective.
Let me clarify. The only reason I'm skeptical is because I'm single.
Wait. Hello.
Hi.
I am as well.
Well, yes, but frankly, I've been single for since I was born.
Well. But is that because you threatened to burn all men at the stake? Or, like, what's the reason for it? I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
But, like,
people need their bones to know.
Right. Well, no, like, it's okay to, like, understand. Like, you're very more cognizant of relationships than me. That's why I've always thought that although you're the baby sister, I think you're, like, the oldest soul of the group. I do. Like, because I think that's why you haven't been in a relationship is because... You know, like, you think of... I'm not talking even, like, sexual, like, being in a sexual relationship. You're sharing energy with somebody. And I mean, like, going to dinner, buying a car with them, getting married, moving in with them. I mean, like, holding hands even. And you're very cognizant of all of that. And I think that that's why you haven't dated. I don't think it's, like, a bad thing. I think you were very elevated on your spiritual journey. Way beyond me, even. You're like the oldest soul sister of the group.
Well, my soul can chill first.
But you've said that, though, that you believe that there is a mutual, like, energy sharing that happens.
Oh, of course. It's just... I don't know. You
also came from a very small town. Like, give yourself, like, some credit here, boo. And you said you didn't want everybody to know who you were dating, right?
No.
And now you're in Vegas where there's
anything
millions.
wrong with that.
No. I would not have dated if I grew up in a small town. I would have been like, I'm good.
No,
like, it was everybody else.
Right, yeah, no. Well, you're in Vegas too now, so, okay, back on track here.
Yeah.
The twin flame thing. Okay, so technically a twin flame is like a twin soul. It's feminine versus masculine energy. So two people, or two beings, birthed basically from the same soul. Not on planet Earth.
Okay,
Does that make sense? Like, it wasn't, like, you're not birthed here on planet Earth as twins.
Right.
You're birthed on the other side, like, your souls they could be ancient. They could be hundreds of thousands of years old. But you both came...
Astral plane.
Yeah, the astral plane soul. So, and sometimes you'll choose to live your life together with your twin flame, and sometimes you won't. Now, although both twin flames are, one is male or masculine, one is female, you can reincarnate together as whatever you wanted. So if you and I were twin flames, we could come live this life as, like, lesbians. Right? Or it's like you choose, like, whichever plane, earth, whatever you... So you don't have to be in this body. It's a soul body. Does that make sense?
So it could be dogs. 2 dogs.
Well, I'm not sure. I haven't... What?
Like,
Chanel.
you said
that's
soul.
like the coyotes. What's going on here? No. I'm not... I don't know if dogs have twin flames. I'm talking about humans only, or, like, our souls.
Okay.
Dogs? Where did that come
We
from?
love you so much.
I don't know what's going on here.
Jesus.
No, but so, like, masculine and feminine energy, basically. So if you do choose to live, like, let's say, this life together, one may choose to incarnate before the other.
Yes.
So
you're always searching.
Right, you're always searching. So for my example, it would be like a 10-year difference or whatever, right? Someone reincarnated before I did. So oftentimes when you do have, like, a twin flame, you will meet them, and then you'll, like, play the... What is it called, Kat? It was... One is the chaser, and one is the runner.
Yes.
So one of them is very cognizant that what's going on. One of them is very cognizant that there is some sort of a connection there. And one of them is not cognizant.
Yes.
Or maybe they are and they're scared, so they're running.
Yeah.
So one's always on the run. Go ahead.
It's cat and mouse for sure.
Right. And
For a
then
minute.
at some point, when both souls have sort of elevated where they need to be, and the way you elevate, like, on this planet, for example, is going through soulmates, right? Like, you think these people that you're dating or you're in long-term relationships, you're engaged, you might even be married to them, are your soulmate. And it's like, wait a second, this is a soulmate, not a twin flame type of thing. But once again, going on the negative side, some people believe that you're not meant to find your twin flame while you're on this plane, and that you're only meant to have karmatic debt resolved through soulmates. So I guess it kind of depends on perspective, what you believe, and I don't know. I mean, I personally believe
Sad.
I feel like that's sad. I feel like the negative side of that's kind of depressing.
It is, honestly.
Because for me, I think I love love, and I feel like this planet's about love. Personally, I've said that forever. Because especially, like, with my animals or Harley, like, I mean, I don't think I could function on this planet as a human without my animals. And then you go, I feel like I've always loved relationships. I've always been, like, a serial monogamist. Like, I love long term, I love being serious, I love being in love with somebody. So I feel like to not ultimately look for the twin flame or hope that you found the twin flame is kind of sad.
It is sad.
Because I feel like everybody deserves love or like to be in love. Go ahead.
Yeah. I found something here that's really interesting. And it says, the concept of having a twin flame originated in Plato's mythic dialogue entitled The Symposium, which wrote that human beings originally had 2 faces, 4 arms, and 4 legs. Under the threat of being overpowered, the gods split them in half, creating the humans we see today.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, it is thought that we all have one twin soul out there in the world.
Right. And
Very cool.
Sometimes these people you're more alike with this person than you would think. Now, clearly, you need to still be, like, distinctive people and, like, have your differences. But at the core, you're going to have, like, the same values, the same perspectives. I mean, here, we have some notes that Kat took on this. It's a person that you feel connected to, not on a physical level. So, I mean, sure, it could be, like, attracted to them, but it's also, like, a very deep emotional level. It's a soulful level, and it's, like, a spiritual journey. It's almost, Kat had a really good explanation for it. It's almost when you see this person, your, like, time stops. Isn't that what you said, Kat?
Yeah.
And it's, like, this experience of, like, it could be 4 million people in the room with you, and time stops. And unfortunately, oftentimes with twin flames, especially from all the stuff I've read, and I've even read, like, forums about people that think they found their twin flames and whatnot, is that oftentimes you'll meet and you will not be together when you initially meet. Yeah. It is meant to be like you meet once and then, like, 10 years later you run back into each other, or maybe you, like, sporadically stay in touch, or, like, every once in a while you get, like, a text message or, like, a call, or, like, do you think lone wolves have twin flames? Well, you're technically a lone wolf.
Hey, how's it going?
There's no shame in that, though, right?
No.
What do you think?
Are we okay?
That's kind of a question for you. Like, you're a lone wolf.
Yeah.
Or at least you have been till now. And you're open to dating, and you've kind of been dating. Well,
very, very loosely, I guess. Yeah.
Well, that doesn't sound good. Loosely is not a good term. That's not what she meant.
Whatever.
Picky, right? Picky. You've been picky. No, she's picky. But why are you picky? Because you're scared to share that energy with somebody.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I'm not the type of person to just jump into something immediately.
Right.
Like, there has to be some sort of mutual, like, understanding from, like, a deeper level.
Right.
So I guess, yeah.
Well, and you're also a Virgo.
Yes.
Which Virgos are, like, deep, analytical, overthinkers sometimes. Yeah. But you've also put yourself out there.
Right.
And in order to find the twin flame, if you're a solo wolf or whatever, you still have to put yourself out there. And it's scary. You've told me, like, the part of, like, going through pain is scary.
Yeah.
Of, like, heartbreak.
Hard.
Yeah.
And it happens, unfortunately, because it hurts. It does hurt. So to answer that, do you think lone wolves have twin flames?
Sure, of course.
Yeah.
I think everyone does. And, I mean, do they all always meet in the light, like, this life? Maybe not. But I think everybody has someone.
I feel like it's one of those things that you'll know it when you see it or when you meet them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And until that happens, you're not going to believe it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then maybe it wasn't meant for this life. Like, I feel like that's totally highly a possibility.
Oh, 100%.
Go ahead, Kat. Is there anything you wanted to add to that?
No, just that timing's everything.
Yeah, mood.
In this life and the next.
Right.
For real, you know?
So it's kind of like Kat put in there yin to yang, sun to moon, light to darkness. So it's like balance, right? Like the twin flames are all about balance. And both harbor both sets of sort of mirrored energy back and forth. They have, like, hidden fears, shadows, inner beauty, and strength. And it's all about spiritual growth. And in order to get and obtain that highest level to, like, get to the twin flame, you have to have gone through, like, this spiritual journey, which unfortunately includes pain. Mm-hmm. Which is going through the soulmate process. You found that it was related to, like, the whole Plato thing, which was really shocking. It goes, like, way back.
Yeah, it goes way, way back. He even quoted Plato in his mythic dialogue called the Symposium, where he said, quote, "So ancient is the desire of one another, which is implanted in us, reuniting our original nature, seeking to make one of two, and to heal the state of man." Mm-hmm. So I found this very universal.
Which he finds that if you find the right human being, you're one of the same soul with 2 heads, 4 arms, and 4 legs.
Yes.
And basically you were split in half, like you said earlier.
Mm-hmm. And we found each other.
And you did find each other, which is like, for some people, that is the ultimate goal at the end. But once again, I feel like we each write our journey before we get here. So I don't think there is a right or a wrong way. And like, to be a quote lone wolf and you've decided not to put yourself out there to date isn't the wrong answer either. Because I've known people that are like not interested in dating and they're okay with being single forever. And if that's the case, then that is the path and the journey that you wrote in for yourself. And you're okay with it. You know what I mean? People who resonate at the deepest level of your consciousness, which I find like really interesting. Because it almost, like, when you start reading all this twin flame stuff, you realize some of your relationships aren't even close to what the twin flame could or should have been. When you're really, like, being, like, denoting it, I guess. And usually the twin flames are souls that have agreed to reincarnate across many lifetimes together. And it's all about spiritual growth, which is, once again, through pain. And I still think this is one of the hardest planets, in my opinion, to, like, live on. Because there's, like, all of these, like, you know, I always say, like, I feel like hell could be on this planet. And I mean that. Yeah. What doesn't happen here that couldn't happen in purgatory? There's people that torture each other. There's people that torture animals. There's people that... There's true darkness that lives here. So, in my opinion, this is a hard planet. And if you've chosen to come here together, I think it's, like, a beautiful, like, composition of energy. It's just my opinion. Twin flames are magnetically attracted to each other, and it goes back to that thing of like knowing it when you see it. But it could take 10, 20, maybe even 30 years. There's a story that I just heard the other day, and this woman and this man had been together for like 30 years, and then the man ended up dying from something. I don't know what it was. It was like... So Diana's saying you should never be with your twin flame. Your soulmate is your mate. Your twin flame is like 2 magnets. It could go either way. So that's the negative side of it, right? I don't agree with that statement, but that's okay. That's, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinions. You know, and I feel like I'm kind of a perfect example of that right now, which is I announced on Twitter that I'm going through a divorce right now. And I didn't tell everybody that Blake and I have been married for going on 8 years next year. And we started the process of separation in early 2019. And clearly I've been with someone for a century, and I thought that that person was absolutely my twin flame, and it's not. So if you're saying you should never be with your twin flame, you should stay with your soulmate, I can't. Like, it's not going to work, you know what I mean? So I can't agree with that statement. What do you think about that statement?
I think people go off of their own experiences a lot.
Right.
So from the perspective that this person holds, that's what feels right to them. That statement feels right to them.
Right.
From you, no. From Kat, maybe not, maybe so. It's like...
Your own journey.
It's different perspectives and perceptions of essentially talking about the same thing.
Right.
But...
Using different terminology.
You can't say, like, this is how it's going to be for you, because I say that this is how it is for you.
Exactly. And it's an individual journey for everybody.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with that. Where was I at? Twin flame relationships. Kat, is there anything you want to add to that?
Just that everybody's different. And honestly, like, even though it can be sad from a relationship standpoint, I really find it beautiful that it symbolizes, like, a yin and yang.
Right.
Because there does have to be balance in life.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's sadness, there is also happiness and growth and, lessons learned. And that's just kind of, like, what makes us who we are today, and maybe even better in the next life.
Right, exactly.
So, it's all about perspective.
Right. I'm sorry, I'm like totally forgot like where I left off at. I'm trying to find it. I'm on notes. I got a little bit emotional talking about that for a second, so. Just need a minute. I'm okay.
Have you talked about the signs of already being in a twin flame relationship?
No,
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's chat about that.
Okay, so it's kind of have 11 signs that you're already in a twin flame relationship. So let's say you've already found your twin flame. One is the sensation that time doesn't exist between you. I personally dealt with this, so I can definitely attest to that one. Another one is a strange sense of recognition or deja vu between you as though you're both destined to be together. Mm-hmm. Intense magnetic attraction to each other. Your strengths and weaknesses perfectly balance each other. You share the same values, desires, and dreams, which I can kind of question that, but that's just me. That's a whole other dark rabbit hole. Right. Your twin knows you better than anyone else in the world. No matter how many times you fight, you always forgive each other completely. You have multifaceted connection together. You're best friends and lovers to each other. Uncanny synchronicities exist between you. For example, you're both are seeing the numbers 1111, 1212, 333. You're both driven towards a higher spiritual social purpose, and you learn the values of empathy, compassion, forgiveness, and unconditional love together. Right. And I think it's so interesting reading these signs because you think about it even just from a basic relationship standpoint. Obviously, we would be more drawn towards somebody that might have a little bit more life experience or working to be a better individual and being really transparent about their flaws and things. So, it's a double-edged sword there.
Right.
It's interesting.
Also signs like dreams. You feel like you have like almost astral projection of dreams of each other. And it's said that if you're having dreams of this person and it's like you almost wake up feeling like you just got back to your body, that you should be keeping a dream journal. Also other little signs, like it's not just numbers. It could be initials, right? It could be pictures. It could be images, right? It could be a lot of really specific things. When the universe starts slapping you around, and you're just like,
eyes like, what's happening?
Then your friends start having these dreams and astral projections, and you're just like, really? Can just everybody have a seat for a minute? You know what I mean? Like, can we just do one thing at a time here? You know what I mean? But
can't stop the universe. The universe.
But isn't that the soulmate thing though? Like, because you and I all three of us are so close. That you guys obviously like feed off of me when I'm going through something, and which, by the way, thank you everybody for saying sorry for the divorce. It sucks. And I know a lot of people didn't know Blake and I were married, and I'm gonna be real and just say that we never publicly talked about it because I was the one that chose to live publicly on YouTube, and clearly he's been a huge support of Ghost Girl Diaries. You know what I mean? Behind the scenes, and luckily everything's kosher, so everybody, there's no like hard feelings going on or anything like that. We're very amicable throughout this process, and it was definitely something that didn't happen overnight. And but with that, like you guys have been kind of picking me up and carrying me through this whole process, since it is really stressful and like scary and dark, and like I mean, I don't think when you marry somebody you ever think you're going to get a divorce.
Yeah.
And when this was all happening is when I started, and by the way, I was not seeking to see what a a twin flame was. It came to me by accident, totally. I was like researching something one day, got a text message from somebody telling me to go on Pinterest, and I did, and this thing popped up, and then it just kind of snowballed from there. And I think also when it kind of falls in your lap like that, maybe we can be the people like helping other people out going through something that they think they need a soulmate or a twin flame or whatever, you know what I mean? So and then it's weird because when you start breaking down like soulmates and like karmatic partners, Blake and I have talked about this with each other. And we believe we're soulmates. I don't think we'll ever be out of each other's life. We've agreed on that. Especially when you've spent a decade with somebody and like there's a lot there's a lot of people don't know about me. You know what I mean? Like, people think they know me because of YouTube. They don't know me. I was an active duty Army wife for a few years, which that's going to be a shocker to some people. And, because I don't think I've ever talked about that publicly. But when you're, like, with someone, I was with Blake while he was in war, and I was on the phone with him when, like, bombs were going off. And, you know, when you have, like, a deep connection with someone, karmatic, like, you know, twin soul or not, you're still going to have a connection with that person. And so Blake and I are going to still be in each other's lives even after this whole, like, legal proceeding sort of ends. And he's still going to support me with GGD and everything else. He's going to pursue his acting a little bit more. But, so we have talked, and we think there's something called a karmatic soulmate, and it's also called a false flame twin flame, whatever. Why do I have dyslexia tonight or something? Like, Jesus.
Listen,
it's been a long week. You know what I'm saying? Blake will not be. I mean, he will be helping a little bit with GGD, but he will not be really doing a lot direct with GGD much after this, because he's been acting on set as well over the last few years. He's gotten to act with The Rock on set a few times with Ballers, and he's wanting to pursue acting. That's where his passion continues. So, yeah, he will be back burner, not quite as direct. So, but anyway, we believe in this soulmate thing. I think in the beginning we thought we could have been twin flames. But when you start reading through all of this and you become very realistic with the relationship, we're actually two very, very, very different people. And that's okay to admit to. You know what I mean? Like, without having damage. So, in the karmatic twin, you know, like, we helped each other and we helped each other grow through the last 10 years. And, I mean, GGD wouldn't be where it is without him and his support, you know, with the channel and helping me, and he's very tech savvy with everything. So, it's going to be okay. It's still a little, I mean, I'm doing really good, to be honest with you. It's still just like, I think the hard part for me is talking about it publicly. I don't do that, and I think this feels uncomfortable to me because I don't talk about my relationship status publicly. But I know that I had talked about it on Twitter, and, it's more of a shocker to the fans that I'm going through this than it is for me on this side, and even Kat and Chanel. And the reason it's a shocker to the fans is because nobody knew that Blake and I were a thing. That's been, like, kept very quiet for a long time. That's also out of respect for Blake's family, and he has 2 children previously. So let's get back to soulmates here. You guys are my soulmates.
Aww.
I mean, don't you think?
Aww.
I mean, look, Chanel.
What?
I've shed some tears this week.
Yeah.
And I've made you cry with me.
Several times. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. It just tells you how connected we are, though. But, like, with that, I think that's why you guys are so connected and you feel my emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes Kat texts me as I'm about to call her.
Yeah.
And you do the same
No.
thing. And I'm just like, okay, you know what I mean? And with that, like, I think that you guys, you know, talking about the twin flame thing, you guys have seen a lot of things too. Who I think I have a twin flame with.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you guys accidentally got involved, right? I mean, you weren't planning on getting involved, clearly. And it's like, but I think that's that soulmate connection, right? Like, I truly believe the 3 of us have lived probably many, many lives together.
I agree.
I think that we probably all hung together at Salem at some point. You know what I mean?
I'm so salty about that.
I'm still salty.
Is that a pun?
It wasn't a
You know what's happening.
No. Well, no, but, like, don't you think? Like, it was
Yeah,
very
probably.
organic how we all, like, came
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
together. What about other twin flame signs? Chanel's gonna get into it now. Watch out.
Oh, yay, go.
So, you feel a strange, inexplicable sense of recognition when you meet the person.
Mm-hmm.
You have a feeling that they are going to play a very important role in your own development without knowing when, why, or how. You've established an immediate, intense connection with them that is invigorating and shocking at the same time. You feel as though you finally found home or safe place with the other person. You're able to be your authentic self. You both embody the yin and yang. You feel the sense of expansion with them. They make you a better person. When together, you are both bonded but free, attached but not unattached.
So it's still like a sense of independence, in other words.
You feel as though they have been waiting for this person. You feel as though you have been waiting for this person your entire life. And your twin flame is a mirror of what you fear and simultaneously desire the most for your own inner healing. Interesting.
That's deep. It gets really deep. Someone, Nikita asked, do you think you can feel your twin flame cry? I think that's really specific. Probably not. I mean, if you're psychic, maybe. I think you might be able to feel like if there's something happening in their life, major, like a major event, or if they're not feeling well, or if something's wrong. Don't you think?
One of you is Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go, girl.
I was just going to say, one of you is more soulfully mature than the other.
I agree with that one.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kat.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, I can even feel, I guess, like, energy shifts with even just a soulmate.
Right.
I mean, because you two are also my soulmate, and we all know when the other person's feeling down without even having said a word.
Right.
And we'll still check up on them, to make sure everything's going okay, and then it happens to be that there was something going on.
So like a bad day or something like that. We've all called each other out for that. Yeah. All of us have. Or even like Chanel was hesitating moving here.
Yeah.
And I get on the phone with her, I was like, are you hesitating moving here? And she's like, yes! And it wasn't even like a sad moment. I was like, I just knew it. I had this thought in my head that like Chanel was like backing out of moving here, and I was like, you need to just get in the car and go. She's like, okay.
Yeah.
So like we can all feel that stuff. Like all of us can.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or if any of us are having heartache or anything like that. You know what I mean? But that you're right. I think that's a soulmate thing. But once again, we're talking about soulmates on a positive level, which is like, I mean, I hope our friendship would never end, but you never know what the future brings, obviously. But this, in my opinion, this would be a long-term soulmate thing.
Yes, Kat?
I think that emu is my soulmate in Kansas.
Oh my god!
I'm just saying. I love that.
No, I agree. I think we should go back.
We need to go back because I am not crazy. I looked it up. There are like 4 emu farms in Kansas, right? I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh.
I would like to know, was it walking through the middle of the highway? Because I feel like that's how Kat makes it sound. Like it was just floating down the middle of the highway.
So we were driving, and
here
of course it's like Flatland Central in Kansas, which by the way is like really pretty.
Ew, what's wrong with you? I hate Kansas. Who are you? Oh my god, I've been there so many times because of Colorado. It's right now. No.
Yeah.
Of course, Kat likes New Hampshire and Kansas. All places.
And the emu. I swear I saw the emu running. He was just running with 2 legs.
Oh, God, Kat.
And I looked at Chanel and I was like, did you see the emu? And she's like, no. But I'm concerned.
Well, I've never even heard of emus being in Kansas.
Well, I said, were you at a farm or were you at like a zoo? And you were like, no. Because you called me, right? You're like, Kat won't drop the emu. Like, she keeps talking about the emu. I was like, where are you? She's like, Kansas? I was like, I think she could be delusional at this point. Like, driving flatlands for hours. She's like, she's not singing straight. You know what I mean? Someone said,
he was cute.
Allie said, do you believe that when you dream of a specific person, they might be or be thinking of you depending on the situation?
Yes, of course.
Oh, that's a good one. Do you think if you dream of the person and it's like consistently that the other person's dreaming of you?
Yes. Yeah, I do. I mean, it's happened.
Yep.
Right.
So, that's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, I have confirmation of that for sure. And then you guys get the dreams, and it's just great. Like, let's get everybody involved in my business.
Everybody gets involved.
Yeah, literally. I feel like my next relationship's going to be very public. I tried to keep this one like Taylor Swift quiet, and it's never going to happen again. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Lord. Let's see. One of you is more soulfully mature. Did you just choke, Kat?
No, I was laughing because someone said the emu was your familiar.
Oh my god, that's such a good one!
I want an emu now. I want an emu. I just want one emu. Universe, give me an emu.
You better be careful, it's gonna show up in your apartment. It's just
I'm ready.
It's gonna just like form
appear.
in your apartment.
I'll settle for a rabbit instead.
I thought you said you wanted like an alpaca farm and like a wolf.
I do. I'll get an emu and store it at the.
But don't emus like spit, or is that a camel?
That's a lot.
Or is that an ostrich? Oh yeah. I think that. Wait, I know ostriches spit too.
Alpacas, camels. I don't know, but they're so dang cute.
There was some show. What if the person is dead? That's a really good question.
Wow, that's really sad.
No, I feel like I can speak for this. My mother believes her twin flame is passed. She was in love with a man named John, and they were together before I was born. And he sadly ended up having like a massive heart attack unexpectedly.
Wow.
And she obviously met my dad and had me, but she's like, you just don't understand, like this, he's it. Like I met him and that was it. Like he's my twin flame, like that's it. So obviously I think that if the person has passed away, for my mother, like she just doesn't want to date. She knows John was it and that was it, and she knows he's waiting for her like on the other side. And she actually had a lot of, I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this, but I am anyway. When she was going through all her heart surgeries, she had a lot of like dreams and visions of John coming to her, asking her if she was ready to cross over. And she kept saying like, no, I have an only child, I can't leave my daughter. Like, no, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
And so unfortunately I feel like there's like pain involved with that, but it's also like, isn't that spiritual awakening too? It's like learning to live this journey by yourself without your twin flame. But I can tell you the truth, knowing that my mother, like, she's still to this day just in love with John. And luckily he visits her in dreams and things like that. But I think that's, once again, Diana, the specific journeys that we're all on. And it was clearly written before we got here, is my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're taught important life lessons such as forgiveness, gratitude, empathy, and open-mindedness. Most of the growth that you will experience has been with them. I don't know if I agree with that statement. I mean, I think there can be growth. I think it's like number...
the growth you've ever
the most growth you've ever experienced has been with them. In my opinion, well, I guess once again, that specific soul journey, right? So for me, I've been through a lot of long-term relationships, including this last one that was like 8 or 9 years. And that's a lot of lessons to have before you've entered, like, having the twin flame in your life. So for me, personally, I think, we're all right by saying this is specific upon your journey. You cannot compare your journey to someone else's. And even my mother's is different, obviously. You know what I mean? What's the next one?
Your connection is multifaceted. In other words, your twin flame is likely your best friend, lover, teacher, nurturer, and muse all at once.
I could agree with that. I could agree with that. Once you enter that level. Oh, but anyway, I don't think I shared that story. This woman was with this man, and the man passed away from cancer. They were together for 30 years.
Wow.
And after he passed away, she found, like, her high school boyfriend. And she said she'd always been in love with him and, like, knew it wasn't over and moved with him and got married.
Yeah. Wow.
And, like, on one side, you can look at it and be like, wow, that's offensive. Like, her husband dies, and then she just, like, picks up and moves on. But is it offensive, or was it her saying, well, this soulmate has ended. Now I'm moving on to the twin flame?
True.
And so, in other words, is there an age limit on it? No, not necessarily. I think it depends on your journey. Or, like Diana said, what if the twin flame is passed? That's. I think that if you think your twin flame is passed, you must be a badass bitch.
Yeah.
Because you've chosen to come on this journey by yourself, and that's hard. And I think that you should really admire yourself. And I think that you should really, like, make sure you give yourself, like, some self-love and self-care. Because that's crazy. That's insane.
Maybe mine is passed.
My God, already? Chanel's like, I haven't started looking, and I've decided he's dead already.
Jesus!
Hey, I mean, might as well just...
Chanel.
This is why we love you.
Cut to the chase, you know what I
Chanel's
mean?
hilarious. Why are my... And I don't know what's going on. What's it mean when your hands itch? Because I
It
literally...
means I could read the text message I sent
Oh,
you.
but now it's both of my hands are itching. And I have no
What?
lotion. Oh, okay.
So
Okay, I'm just gonna keep itching.
What?
It says if your palms itch that you're gonna receive money.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Yes.
keep going.
So, your twin flame doesn't try to change you. They accept you for who you are and what stage you're at and encourage you to do the same for yourself and vice versa.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Don't you?
Mhm.
I think that this person, it would be like the ultimate of the ultimate, and I don't think it's going to be perfect, because I don't think any relationships are perfect. I think that there's always going to be issues, and I think that that's also part of the growth. So if you're looking for a twin flame relationship to be roses and daisies and no issues, you're not looking at it realistically, in my opinion.
I have heard that Nikita? Is that
Nikita,
how you
yeah.
say it?
She's one of our big... Nikita's been around, girl, for years. Nikita has been one of our OG fans for like 4 or 5 years.
Nikita, how's the snowman?
Oh, did Nikita order you a snowman? She did?
Yes.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, we love Nikita. She says, I don't know if you covered this or not, but Greek mythology says Zeus created twin flames when he created Athena from his forehead, splitting him in 2 halves. I mean, I think that's like just another, once again, you can believe whatever you want. That's probably like another twist on it. Like we're talking about Plato as well.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, or it just depends on your origin and what you believe. I don't think there's a right or wrong.
There's a lot of different
Theories on it.
theories like that in mythology.
I'm telling you guys, my hands are bright red. Look at this.
What?
I can't stop itching, and I've been like, I haven't done anything, right? You've seen me.
Mm-hmm.
I've been drinking my water because I'm still sick. But like, I don't have lotion or anything. My hands are like purple red.
Money.
Oh, keep it coming, girl. I'm ready. Come on, let's go. Oh, God. Keep going.
You can be truthful with each other about anything.
So that's with the twin flame.
Together, you both feel driven towards a higher purpose, whether spiritually, socially, or ecologically.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's cool.
Oh, 8 stages of twin flames. I was reading about this.
Twin flames aid our souls in finding completion. However, this journey is composed of many different layers or stages. Here are the
If
8
you
stages.
choose to take the journey, right?
Right.
Yeah. Right.
And so I feel like it's one of those things. My hands are still itching. I'm sorry you guys are hearing me like itch. I feel like do I need like some Benadryl? It's just the palms of my hands.
Krystal's allergic to the money.
Oh no, I need it, girl. I can't be allergic. Oh no.
It's like that Eminem song, but instead of palms are sweaty, palms are itchy.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh my God, Eminem is so OG.
Okay.
But this is, once again, so if you're reading about the twin flame journey, which personally, I think we should each talk about this.
Sure.
I like the twin flame journey and reading about it now that I got into it, only because I love love, right? Like, I really truly believe in love. I truly believe in relationships. I really enjoy spending time with somebody that I care about and like traveling with them and like having like, private moments like opening a business together or like setting goals. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy that stuff. So if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay, right? Like, it doesn't have to resonate with you. Like, it can be, you can read it and it doesn't resonate. So then it's just not for you and it's not for your journey. How do you feel about it, Kat?
I agree. Only because you think about life in general, no 2 path is the same.
Right.
Everybody's different. Everybody's going to have different growth.
And that includes the twin flame paths. Those paths are not the same either, right?
Anything in life, that's why we can't judge.
Right.
That's why we can't judge. I mean, and that goes for anything.
And that's why I've always said don't compare your chapter like 5. Someone said maybe your medication from your cold has itchy hands. No, I've been on like my albuterol inhaler and it hasn't. This is the first time. And I've been on my meds for a minute, so I think it's just money. It's just money. There's money coming. There's a Netflix contract. It's just right around the corner. Let's just tell everybody. You know what I mean? We're waiting on it. Come on, Netflix.
Yes.
Anyway, Chanel, how do you feel about it? Without being
agree.
too dark, you know what I mean?
agree with it. I'm not trying to be dark. I can disagree.
Oh, want you to.
I'm just saying that I think it's real, but I don't know. I haven't experienced it, so I can't talk from my point of view.
I agree, but you're also really young. You're 23.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like to say that you found your twin flame at 23 is a little bit unrealistic.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not even like. If there is a twin flame out there for me, they will come.
She's right here.
But
anybody?
I'm not actively like, oh, God, please.
Well, I'm not either.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, some people.
That's actually part of the journey of the twin flame, though. Once you ascend to the point where you don't feel like you need them or even need a mate, that's when they're about to come in.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, great.
They have to expect it. Always.
Right. Well, isn't that how everything is, though?
But yeah, I mean, like, I think it's real. I think it's definitely real. But
Nikita, I wish Chanel more on the dark side.
Yes, girl.
I love it. It's hilarious.
Thank you.
Are you okay?
yeah,
Are you thinking about twin flames?
no,
Okay.
not at all.
Are you thinking about the dark side?
No,
You think about burritos?
I'm just chilling.
Oh
you
my
know?
god. Okay, where's the number 1 for this, though?
On the 8 stages,
Yeah.
it's right underneath it. So
Why didn't it print out? Did you see this?
Really?
Wait, what?
So it says, here are the 8 twin flame stages broken down and summarized. Number 1 is yearning for the one. This stage is spent preparing for your twin flame on an emotional and psychological level. Often a certain level of individuation and healthy self-esteem must be developed before meeting your flame.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is glimpsing the one, quote unquote. In this stage, you'll temporarily glimpse or come in contact with your twin flame.
Mm-hmm.
This experience might be through a dream, weird, a picture, and through brief real-life contact.
Mm-hmm.
3 is falling in love.
Mm-hmm.
After finally meeting your twin flame, you will fall rapidly, deeply, and madly in love. You might try to resist the experience at first, perhaps due to an already established relationship, but eventually you won't be able to stay away from them.
So wait, isn't this going back to the chase runner situation?
Oh, it's getting there.
Cat's hilarious. Oh god, I love it. Keep
I've
going.
had way too much caffeine.
Your
today.
narration,
I'm
I feel like,
really sorry.
it's perfect for this. We need this. I
I
need
feel
your
like a
energy.
news reporter. It's like number 4, the fairy tale relationship. Coming up next is runner and chaser.
Oh, is it really?
It's like we got 2 more.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh,
I was ahead of everybody.
Okay, so number 4 is the fairy tale relationship. After deciding to enter a relationship, you'll enter a dreamlike period that feels like paradise. Everything will feel perfect within your relationship. Number 5 is outer turmoil and inner purging. Wow, that's a mood. Wow.
Oh my god.
Moving on.
Where does it say this? Am I missing it?
What?
I'm looking right. Where does it say inner purging?
Outer turmoil and inner purging is number 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, literally in the title. I
As
missed
the
it.
sparkle from your new love wears off, egos begin to rise up. In this stage, any insecurities, fears, traumas, and shadow issues buried within you and your partner will come to the surface. These will need to be resolved for you to mature as a couple. Which actually kind of resonates, being that we're in winter solstice regarding shadow work.
Right.
So, hey. Number 6 is the runner and chaser. This is what Krystal was talking about earlier. Like stage 5, this stage is a trial by fire. As tensions mount, it is common to temporarily, or in some extreme cases permanently, leave the relationship either emotionally or physically. The less mature and spiritually integrated partner will play the role of the runner, while the more emotionally balanced partner will play the chaser. This game of cat and mouse can last for days to years.
I did not realize there were this many levels, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Number 7 is surrender and dissolution. Eventually, issues are resolved in your relationship and a space of acceptance and openness is established. The last one is oneness. The more shadows are dealt with through shadow work, aka winter solstice, I'm just saying shadow, the easier unity becomes. In this stage, twin flames experience little to no conflict and a return to blissful paradise.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I think it's very, very full circle for sure. Because it doesn't come without lessons and growth for both of you, and who doesn't want that, period?
Well, isn't that just life in I know, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know.
What is going
It's
on?
swelling.
Your hand?
Like
I
an
mean,
allergic
it's
reaction to something?
But what?
I'm concerned.
I sat through Booze and Reviews 2 or 3 episodes with you and had no issue.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And I literally, we like got up and like I refilled my water for 10 minutes.
You didn't drink any wine?
No.
Are we getting a call?
Maybe. I mean, this has got to be like,
call?
I don't know what's going on here.
Oh.
Get the call?
This is, we're waiting for the call. Yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
we were actually.
I'm annoying the crap out of Chanel right now. Like,
No.
Listen.
God, I'm annoying myself. Anyways, I don't know what's wrong with me. It's fine. They're just itchy though. Like it does. Like you'd think after this long it'd be like on. Does it feel warm?
Yeah, what?
I think I'm dying.
You good?
I'm
Yeah.
probably about
Please
to
do not do that.
spontaneously human combust. You know what I mean?
No.
Can you not? Is that what you're gonna say? Can you not combust? I'll try.
That'd be great. Don't combust, please.
Right, we're kind of at the end of this. Let's not do this right now. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Did we mix anything? Put out there in the universe. Oh, girl.
It's
It's out there.
Oh, they know.
We have Netflix all over our house. Like, don't we, Chanel? Like,
Literally, all over our houses.
we have Netflix pictures everywhere. Literally, we're trying to manifest that. And
iPhone background.
Manifest.
Literally everywhere.
yeah,
Manifest.
trust me. I mean, especially after, I don't know, I feel like at this point there's really no point in, like, hiding what we're trying to do here. We were
This is what we're trying to do.
Once
and
we
it's
got
gonna
out of the
happen.
other contract, we're like, let's just put it out in the universe, and I don't care what anybody thinks. Like, we want to be on Netflix. That's just it.
We do.
And I would
let's
also
manifest
love
people.
the money without the hand swelling.
Jeez.
My hand's itchy.
It's just so
Just
weird.
watching
Well,
it.
you're empathing me
Yeah.
probably, but like, I mean, this is so weird. I don't know.
That's strange.
I'm really gonna
Maybe
stop
like
myself.
like wash your hands under cold water, so that it's like you're not.
I'm just gonna like clasp my hands and sit here like this
Put
till
gloves on.
the stream's over. Oh my god, it's so strange. Larry keeps like putting the money signs. I'm like, I know. I don't know. What else do we want to chat about? Does anybody have any questions about it? I mean, look, I don't think this is, it's not a perfect journey for anybody.
Oh.
Even if someone were to follow like this twin flame layout, we don't know how accurate it is.
Yeah, and that's just examples of what people have experienced. And everyone can experience things differently. Twin flames for one person could be hell.
Right.
For another, oh my gosh, like, where have you been all my life kind of thing.
My mom loses hers.
Yeah, right.
I agree. So I don't think there's a right or a wrong.
Maybe.
It's something trying to communicate via your hands. Clearly. Hey, if you combust, how viral this video will be. Let's hope not.
And demons.
I know, right?
Cat.
Oh my gosh. What else do we want to talk about? We were planning on going to the museum at some point.
Yeah.
We were going to the other day.
I'm coming out in January.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
Maybe we'll be signed before you fly out. You know what I mean?
See you next year.
I'm just saying. Like.
Yeah, it's true though. We might. For sure.
Yeah, we're really putting it out there.
For sure.
And what else did we chat about? Anything else we missed? Krystal bought a Jeep.
Krystal bought a Jeep.
Krystal bought a Jeep.
Mm-hmm. Krystal likes her Jeep.
Krystal likes her Jeep.
Chanel likes Krystal's Jeep.
I like Krystal's Jeep.
Cat likes Krystal's Jeep.
Everybody wants like the top off, like of the Jeep. I'm like, okay, I have to get one of those hoisty things they talked about.
Hoisty?
Yeah,
because it's like a hard top, so I have to get a hoister.
What did you say?
It's a fun word. Hoist.
Hoisty thing.
One letter away
That
from
is
that
fun.
one word that everyone hates.
What? Okay, let's talk about some manifestations for next year, other than Netflix.
Okay.
I'm moving, probably.
Okay. Yes. Me too.
I am. Well, yeah. I mean, I am getting the house. I get the house through the separation process and whatnot, and I'll probably move from this house at some point next year. I love this house.
Yeah.
But
You've outgrown it.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. Like, it's 4,000 square feet, and it's just not enough. With film equipment and everything, it's just not enough. You'd think I'd have like 4K. Well, I do have my dogs. That's why I've outgrown it. So yeah, I'm manifesting a move to a bigger home after we get signed. Is what I'm manifesting. What are some of the things you're manifesting?
I don't know. Wow.
You don't know?
What am I manifesting?
You want to think about it? Kat, what are you manifesting?
I am manifesting a move for next year.
Uh-huh.
I am manifesting to continue with my healthy lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm manifesting GGD, good things to come.
That's pretty much all we're manifesting at this point.
Right.
Is just
Pretty much, and some business goals for my little crochet business.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, crochet business has been good. Your little crochet business.
Yes. My baby Yodas are doing well.
Oh my god, I love it.
I would like to manifest, like working with the
Jesus?
craft more.
Oh, okay.
Jesus, sure. I mean, he can come too.
Is he here? Hey, shut up.
I'm manifesting GGD as well.
YouTube channels, yeah.
YouTube channels.
YouTube
I'd like to
channels.
manifest my own business.
Yeah. Do you know what you want to do yet?
I want to do something that I feel like is going to be a little bit on the harder side for me. So I want to start getting into candle making and oil making, like oils and that sort of thing. So hopefully I can manifest someone into my life that can help me on that.
Help you get it going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm really excited and nervous at the same time to upload my first video on January 2nd.
Yep.
Yay!
To my YouTube
Subscribe to
channel. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So what's your YouTube
Take
channel?
me under her wing. What?
What's your YouTube channel?
It is.
Oh,
Cat
you can't. Yeah, Cat.
And I can't. Yeah, I can't.
You have to
Let
get
me
a certain
link it.
amount of subscribers first, I think.
I'll link it though in chat. Let me
Okay.
find it and I'll link it.
Yeah.
And then my Twitch is CORMIER
Yeah.
as well. So I think everything's pinned on my bio on my Facebook and Instagram. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. And I want to go live with Chanel at some point
Shanae.
after the holidays
Sure.
to chat about our channels and what's to come and what you guys want to see and make it really interactive and fun. And, you know, it's going to be great. I'm excited.
Nikita, I do. Not as much as I'd like to. So,
What are they asking? You should probably be clarifying that.
oh, Chanel, they're asking
If
do
you
I
practice the
now?
craft.
Yes, I do.
Craft
Yes.
and cheese.
But I need to get back into regularly doing it. I guess if that makes sense.
And that's it.
I love it. I love it. Alright, I'm tagging it in the bubble.
What else do I need to say? What else? There was something. Well, I've done a lifestyle channel.
Yes.
I have recorded videos and thrown them out several times.
Why?
I'm struggling, and I think it's because I'm going through a very personal time in my life that I haven't shared publicly.
Yeah.
And and I've been sick too. And so then I felt like I was like just coughing throughout the whole video, you know what I mean? Like I just spit on your face.
I thought it was a bug. I saw it.
You saw it?
What the heck is that?
Oh my god.
Anyway.
But yeah, like I need to work on my lifestyle channel. There was a lot of changes that happened quickly towards the end of the year that I wasn't quite anticipating. Going through what I'm going through, and and like sometimes you just have to like kind of go into survival mode and work things out, and that's what I've been doing. And nobody give Blake a hard time. Like we're leaving each other on very good terms, and I couldn't be more grateful for that personally. So just sometimes things come to an end, and it's okay. you know, people grow apart, and the way we kind of look at it with each other is we've learned all the lessons we can from one another, and that's it. And so,
all love and light.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Chanel Cherry?
Oh,
What just happened?
it's good to know. You're welcome, I guess.
Nikita. All right, what else? That's it?
That's it.
It's almost Christmas!
Yay.
We'll probably be doing some more booze and reviews this week to make up.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Cool.
But we're not going to have another stream, a major stream, till Saturday. What's next week's stream? Do we know?
Next week's stream, so we have our one on Monday, which is about the Destination Fear episode.
Oh, that's right.
And then
Saturday, isn't it?
what the heck? What month are we in? We're in December, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, so that one is about the Fairfield County Infirmary. So that was the one that happened today, the episode today. And then next Saturday is a good question.
I don't even know. It's okay. I'll figure it
I
out.
think I made a promo for it, but I don't know where I put it.
Yeah, shout out to Kat and Chanel for floating me along this week.
Yeah, it was.
I had hashtag adult things to do all week and had to like.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just floating, you know.
I mean, I was floating.
We're
You
doing
guys
that
were
float.
taking care of business. You were holding me while I was floating.
Listen.
I'd fall a couple of times, like, no, you can't fall. I'm like passed out. Chanel's dragging me by the foot.
Oh my gosh.
God.
In the Jeep with her itchy hand.
Oh my God.
Listen.
The vlogs in that Jeep are going to be so
Oh
fun.
my god, can't wait.
Oh,
With the
that's gonna be
T-tops and the
awesome.
top
Can't
down.
freaking wait.
It's a cute Jeep.
You guys are in for some good
It's very,
content.
it looks like me though, doesn't it? It looks very much like me. The Jeep.
What's wrong?
So, next Saturday,
Yes.
the 28th, is about Viking gods, Norse gods.
Ooh,
So we're going to talk about
that's on
some
you.
Viking lore.
Yeah,
Gonna be good.
that's Chanel's thing.
And then, yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's it.
It's gonna be good.
Just
Time
keep
to go
swimming.
do some solstice ritual.
Yeah, we're gonna do some solstice stuff, and I should
Yay.
bake some bread. No.
What about bread?
Why?
I just feel like that's a solstice thing to
Do you
do,
know
is
how
like
long
bake
bread
some
takes
bread.
to
Yeah, I
bake?
know. I
A
know.
long time.
When you have to like let it rise and like
If you want to break bread, that's fine.
break bread. What?
Bake bread. That's fine.
Listen. I can't breathe. I swear. With what I'm going through with like separating this stuff, these girls just like keep me on my feet. Thank God.
Alright, well, we're gonna go bake some bread, guys.
No, you said break. You said break bread.
Break bed.
You're gonna break a bed.
I'm just gonna go break bad.
What? You're gonna break a bed?
I don't know.
What's happening?
I don't know what's
What's
happening.
happening?
That's probably why you can't find your twin flame. You're breaking the bed over there. You know what I'm saying?
What can I say?
Very Edward-esque.
Listen.
Oh my God.
To each their own. Get it.
I can't breathe. You know what I need to do is not cough anymore and get rid of my
It's pneumonia.
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 The pneumonia.
I'm gonna cry. It's hard.
Oh my gosh! Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will get
Something.
I don't know.
Giveaways?
Why am I even like trying? Why did I even stream? Like I feel
What's
like
happening?
nothing's computing. You know what I mean? Like nothing's computing. We're gonna. What is it? Podcast. A few weeks. What? What am I reading?
Breaking bread?
Oh. No.
No.
No one's breaking any sort of bread in here. I don't even think I have bread in this house. Okay.
Okay, look, you know?
God.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, good night,
Bye.
guys.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much,
Larry.
guys. We'll talk to you soon. Make sure you subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
Make sure you follow us on social media. And as always, have a happy... I almost said happy Easter.
And as always,
We will catch you guys next time.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Demonetized.
Totally demonetized. Their Twitch is gonna fire us from being partner at this point for what we're doing.
why?
Because we're like...
Fun